Every weekend, I would make hospital rounds with my father, a well-loved pediatrician, and I would watch him work his superpowers, healing small children with incredible kindness and compassion. I would see children with absolutely nothing, and my dad would explain that most of these families had spent their last dime on treatment. How could a box of crayons be a luxury item? I knew I could help. From the back seat of my dad's car, I wondered if we could package a little activity bag, delivering a boost of hope and a smile to these children. But the road to fulfill my dream would take another 26 years. Finding out our youngest son would be profoundly disabled, visually impaired, and unable to speak would lead me back to my purpose. Looking out the hospital window years later, it was like time had frozen. Children were still laying in hospital beds with no activity and little joy. Now I was a mom on a mission. I decided to throw a Hail Mary and began emailing my friends. I told them we needed new coloring books, crayons, bubbles, and toys. We were going to pack bags and share joy with these children. The goal was to package 200 bags. Volunteers began showing up at our house to pack bags, count, and sort inbound donations. The response was overwhelming, and I began to realize the power of community and the mission of delivering hope. I knew I couldn't do this on my own. We had an amazing army of volunteers, but I needed a true hero, a right-hand person who could scale the operations, procure supplies, coordinate events, and help us reach even more children. 10 years ago, my goal was to distribute 200 Happy Hope bags. We ship hundreds of Happy Hope bags every week, striving to serve 100,000 children each year.
It was my morning routine to stand in front of the produce department and look out over the store. The team would gather for coffee, and we would tackle the day in full stride, greeting customers and employees as they started their day with us. For days on end, I would see this woman come into the store with this tiny little guy, dressed in his khakis, button-down sweater, and his little bow tie. I never knew they made tiny little walkers. She would lean over him and slide her foot behind his to help him take steps. I had to meet him. I walked over with coffee in hand and bent over to say hi. The lady said his name is Connor, but he can't speak. Little did she know he had already spoken volumes to me. We introduced ourselves, and I felt an immediate connection. Was it this little guy, the lady's spirit, or just good karma? One day, Emmy asked if we could have a cup of coffee together. She shared her story, the idea of packing hope bags for children in hospitals, and asked if I would help. Little did I know, my life was about to change forever.
Together, we would become unstoppable in the mission of harnessing the power of doing good, giving back, and sharing hope. We took a chance and invited the general public to our first Happy Hope factory in Baltimore. Relying solely on the donation of goods, the community showed up and packaged over 2,000 bags, and within weeks, Wendy and I began traveling to corporations, hosting pop-up factory events, benefiting children in their own community. As hope began to spread, our travel took us around the country as we hosted company-wide events structured to engage employees while serving children in crisis. We continued to host volunteers in our home, packing activity kits, and soon taking over the basement as a fulfillment and distribution center. With tractor trailers pulling down my driveway delivering thousands of crayons, pallets of Play-Doh rolling in, my basement became Hope Central. UPS trucks overflowing with thousands of pinwheels and bubbles, distribution of Happy Hope bags had now reached coast to coast. The impact was remarkable. I knew we had outgrown the basement.
It was Emmy's dream as a child to have a space where every day communities could come together to do good. The Happy Hope Factory opened in May 2018 to provide meaningful and engaging opportunities for community and corporations nationwide to play it forward. Thousands of Happy Hope kits, Hope Coloring Projects, and Hope Cares kits are delivered and packed in team-building events. These kits provide a much-needed boost of hope. The factory is home base for all operations, and most importantly, the heartbeat of how we share hope. Together, through remote, hybrid, and on-site team building volunteer events, we've served over 500,000 children together. Heading into 2020, the team was ramping up for the single largest month of service, hosting over 350 events, serving 15,000 children. 13 states in 10 days. Nothing could stop us.
COVID hit. As the world began to shut down, we continued to work through the night, restructuring our operations and seeing what to do with thousands of unassembled kits across the country. We could not stop. Playrooms would be closing. Visitation would be limited. We had to find a way. We needed hope. Within 48 hours of the mandated factory closing, we had implemented our first virtual volunteering opportunity, Hope Reads, providing community and corporate partners an opportunity to continue using their gifts to inspire hope for children in need. Volunteers chose their favorite stories to read and record, gaining national exposure to our magical world of reading to children. The Today Show featured Hope Reads. We knew our communities would feel disconnected, and this was a way to stay dedicated to the greater good through sharing a virtual children's video library. We knew there was more to do and began shipping Happy Hope kits to people's homes to package. Hope at Home was born. Children everywhere were in crisis. We realized we could indeed serve a greater population of children. Hospitals, shelters, and food banks could receive kits, delivering a boost of hope to every child in crisis. We want you to know, no matter how you're playing it forward, a child somewhere will receive a boost of hope and a smile because of you. My goal was to simply package 200 kits. Take a moment, breathe deep, and know we are all someone's hero.
I can't believe we are celebrating 10 years of serving children nationwide and internationally. We are most grateful for your support. Emmy, could you have ever imagined?
It's just amazing. And so from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you so very much for choosing to be a hero, for sharing hope with children in crisis, and of course, for making a difference.
So here's our challenge for the next 10 years. Won't you continue to share a boost of hope using your hands, your heads, and your hearts? From both of us, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Happy Hope.